United we're as strong as a mountain.
This is Steve Zeltzer with Workweek, and today we're looking at the long struggle of the uranium miners in Namibia who work at the Chinese National Nuclear Corporation Rossing mine. And on September 29th, 2020, after the CNN Chinese National Nuclear Corporation took over the mine, they had promised that they would not go against the union contract, the labor conditions, but they fired 9 of the union branch leaders of the Mine Workers Union of Namibia Rossing branch. And since that time, they have stalled the arbitration since 2020, September 29, 2020, and are basically trying to starve the miners out by using lawyers and corruption of the whole system of arbitration in Namibia, in labor arbitration. And joining us today, workers who are leaders of the struggle of the miners, George Martin, who was the secretary of the union. They said that they weren't going to retaliate against the union. They wouldn't try to get rid of the union. What happened when they took over? And were you surprised by the methods that the Chinese National Nuclear Corporation used against you?
It's very sad to be dismissed for nothing. I don't even know why I'm actually dismissed. The only reason that was stated on my dismissal letter is you are dismissed because you are a member of the union, and it's wrong. It's very wrong for union rights to be taken away just like that, or it's like you don't have a voice to speak out anything, or when you see something that is not right, you just have to keep quiet, and that is what's happening now. We have people that have been victimized and that decided not to go forward in their fight for workers' freedom. So, and this is what the companies want.
And the effort to stall your arbitration, which you are supposed to have under Namibian labor law, how many times has your arbitration been postponed? I mean, it seems like it's a never-ending process. You get ready to go to arbitration and they cancel it.
Yeah. If you our very first date of arbitration was set down in 2020 December. That was the very first arbitration hearing we had. Then it was postponed because the company representative could not make it. It was postponed to 2021 Feb. In Feb again, it was postponed because the company representative got sick. It was postponed to June, July in 2021. We had our sitting in 2021, June, July, and then it was again postponed to 2022 in Feb, of which we did not have a hearing. It was postponed again to June 2022, of which we had a set down for 4 days arbitration hearing, and then it was again moved to August, September 2022, of which we did not have a hearing. It was postponed. Imagine from September or from June, it was postponed to September, and September we did not have a hearing up to this date today, which is today is the 17th of Feb 2023. We got our notice of hearing towards the end of January 2023, saying that our hearing will be set down on the 28th of March to the 31st of March. Comrade Steve, it's really sad. When you look at the Labor Act, it states clearly that arbitration should be finalized within 6 months. Our case has been dragging for almost 3 years now, of which the update I can give you, we are currently just hearing the company's case. We did not go into our case. The company did not give us the amount of witnesses that they are going to use every day, or every time we have a sit down. There's new witnesses that come up. With the with the aim of trying to prolong this case. We are tired, Comrade Steve. People, I don't know what tactics they are using, and I don't know. The words are even out of my mouth to describe what is happening here, because it's becoming a circus. People are not taking these things serious, and it's people's lives that we are talking about. It's our livelihoods of our family and ourselves that has been put on hold, and it's business as usual for the other people.
And Hennis.
Hi, everyone. I'm actually Albertos Alexander, the vice chairman of the former Rossing branch and chairperson. Currently now, as union members in Namibia, it's like you have a loaded gun pointed on you, because we have majority of workers in Namibia working for a certain company. And if you see that it's the same as if you come into someone's house and he's having a dog, a pit bull, for example, and you shoot the dog in front of another dog, the other dogs in the house will not be able to attack. Rossing was one of the fundamental unions ever in Rossing, in Namibia, because currently now, if you look at it, Rossing is one of the oldest mines in Namibia, and we have all the agreements and things in place. When the Chinese took over, they wanted to change it, and with the changing, we were a threat, and they attacked us, the branch executives, in our personal capacities. And when they attack us in our personal capacities, even the members got afraid to say that if they can do what they did to the branch executive, who am I on a lower on a lower level? So it is in a way putting people in a difficult situation where they cannot defend themselves. It has been now 2.5 years that we are fighting our case at the labor commissioner's office. But it is high time, maybe it is high time that we will take on Rossing to say that you are actually infringing on our human rights, to say freedom of association. Just because we are union members, we got fired. Just because we are union members talking the truth for the employees and for the members, we were attacked. But today we are sitting at our houses with financial issues. We are sitting with stress. We are sitting with all kind of emotional traumas and all that. We are sitting with that. And currently now today, we are just trying to make the best of it and trying to make ends meet. We are elected as chairpersons and vice chairpersons and secretaries in the union activity. What transpired is that after we were dismissed unlawfully, we actually informed the sub stewards on the subfloor to say that they need to take over for smooth operations for the union on the mine. And what the company did was to also dismiss that person for a reason that they thought it was relevant, and that employee was dismissed. So currently now, the employees who the sub steward who took over from us, they are also under threat. And when we are talking, we cannot be talking as if we don't know that they are also under threat. So for us currently now is that our comrades are in a difficult time currently now, because they don't have a leg to stand on, because they saw that the company can take you on your individual capacity and remove you from your livelihood.
You're going to have another arbitration on March the 28th again, and you're working to get the lawyer for that arbitration. What would you like people to do around the world in to make sure that you have justice and you get your jobs back and get compensation for the illegal action by the Chinese National Nuclear Corporation? What can people do?
It's good. It's a very good question to say what can people do for a person that is down on his knees and is fighting with everything that is God. Solidarity in any form is what we need. Whether it's putting pressure on this Chinese company, whether it's putting pressure on the Labor Commissioner's Office for speedy resolution, whether it's pushing pressure on IOL to recognize what we are going through, and whether it's financial support that people can give, it's accepted, because when you are fighting this type of struggles, any form of support or any form of solidarity is truly accepted and is truly helpful to push a comrade forward.
You wrote a letter to Xi Jinping of China, calling on him to act, since it's a state-owned company. Chinese National Nuclear Corporation is a state-owned company owned by the government of China. You did not receive a response to that appeal to Xi Jinping. You did not attack the Chinese people, but you said that the government officials and the management of the company are responsible for what's happened to you. Now, there was a conference in Durban, South Africa, with ILW longshore workers, with the Revolutionary Transport Workers Union of South Africa, RITUSA, and other trade unions, and they called for an international day of action on March 28th at all Chinese embassies and consulates around the world to protest the fact that you've been 3 years in arbitration to get your jobs back. Are you supporting that action around the world?
In totality, we are in support of that, and those are the things that we as unionists need to strengthen our fights and to strengthen ourselves for these struggles. We welcome it.
I'm also in support of what Comrade George just said, and what you are saying, to say that, yeah, we are in support of any support that we can have. But this is just a thought I was having, to say that it is high time that, because of an association of a union affiliation that the company is taking us at hand, I think it is high time that if we ask for support, we also ask for support in terms of, to say that if it's possible to get lawyers that can assist us to say that these people are actually infringing on our individual, what do you call it, freedom of association, because they are infringing on our freedom of association. If we were not union members, we will not have been sitting today without jobs. Our families will not be suffering. Our livelihoods will not be deteriorating. So I think because we are union members and we stand for the people and we want to fight for the people, these companies, the Chinese companies, they try to remove us, especially if they can do it with us. And remember, Rossing is one of the oldest companies in Namibia, and with the oldest unions in Namibia. And if you can destroy the oldest one, the small ones will be an easy target. So with that said, we will need assistance for a proper human resource lawyer that can assist us with these
illegal discharges that
yes.
the company has done.
Just a short statement on that. We're in total support of our comrades that are fighting for freedom in Namibia. In short, fundamental rights and freedoms are things that have to come naturally. We don't even have to fight for them. But currently, the people are so evil. They want to take away that away from people. If you discriminate against race, color, sex, that's wrong, Comrade Steve. And we are totally in disagreement with people that are doing that, because a person is a person because of other people. You cannot tell me because this person is white and this person is black, they have to have different rights, which is wrong. If you are black or white, you are one person. So we are totally in solidarity with our comrades fighting for their freedoms, and will continue speaking out to those comrades that are doing the wrong things, and we are fighting against them because we want people to do the right thing, which is stand up against all those social evils.
And just to add, currently now in Turkey, even with the earthquake that is there, there's a lot of working class people that are suffering, especially the lower income working class people. And we are also in solidarity with them to say that the lower class working class in Turkey, the higher class working in Turkey, all the people in Turkey, even now with the earthquake, we are in solidarity with them, even though they are not in a situation with a working situation. But just to say that humanity, we need to look after one another. We need to bear one another. We need to show love to one another. The thing is this: people want to divide us because they know for a fact that if these two people cannot stand together, then they can destroy us and do whatever they want. The capitalists are just thinking about their money. They don't think about the working class. They don't think about how and when and the condition that you are living in. So for us, we learned it a hard way. But there is something that we wanted to stop before it actually started. And the thing is, just to go to work and be told that you don't have a work today, it is very hard. I will not even wish it on my worst enemy to say that you don't, because we don't know if your child is having a chronic illness or a disease that need attention. People just think that I can just fire this person because I want to fire them. And for us currently now, the 9 of us, we are in solidarity with all the people around the world. And we are thankful to have the platform of yours where we can air our views. And in short, I just wanted to say, thank you, Steve.
Thank you. And of course, the miners in Turkey, like the miners in Namibia, face very difficult conditions. The government of Turkey, with the support of the United States, privatized the mines in Turkey to private owners, and these have allowed conditions to deteriorate, haven't had proper health and safety conditions. There have been many mine accidents. Dozens and hundreds of miners have been killed in Turkey in the mines. And the miners are right now working in Turkey to continue to save people if they can at this late date. But they themselves, the miners in Turkey, have been under a tremendous attack by the government, by the World Bank, the IMF, to destroy their unions as well. So this is an international struggle of mine workers all around the world. As you say, Hennis, it's a global struggle for workers' rights. So I want to thank both of you for joining us on Work Week. We've been talking with Hennis and George Martin, who were Hennis is the vice chair of the branch, the Rossing Mine Workers Union Namibia branch in Rossing, and George Martin was the secretary of the branch, and 9 of them were fired in September 29, 2020, for union activity, for defending their health care, defending their benefits, defending their labor rights, which the company wanted to attack. And as a result of that, they've been fighting to get a hearing, an arbitration. Justice delayed is justice denied, and they're still fighting 3 years after. And there's going to be an action, global action, on March the 28th at Chinese consulates and embassies around the world to demand that the Chinese government stop union busting, stop stalling this arbitration, and that these workers get their jobs back and be properly compensated and be defended. And we're urging people to help them politically and financially.
No, it's a very sad state of affairs worldwide, as you clearly mentioned it. And I think our struggle is just one of those many struggles that need to be told. At least ours has received some attention, thanks to you guys. But we know there are many struggles that go untold. And I think that's where the solidarity really is critical in building that revolution. So, yeah, I think from our side, personally, I had to deal with a lot of debts that one had to. I had policies and insurances that I had to cancel just to make ends meet. I myself am also a family man, so the struggle is real indeed. And going for the 3rd year now after our dismissal, somehow our hope is dented. But thanks to the 6 of us that are still together, we somehow always try and build that momentum. So yeah, it's really sad what's happening in the country and in the world. I've seen those footages of the police there in USA on the news and all over social media. And really something must change, must happen for us to really stop this attack. And what's said is these things are carried out on the poor people, on the people that are struggling. And it's really just up to us to take a stand and really put a stop to all this.
I think from the beginning, your struggle has been an international struggle, because an international company took over your mine. So you were forced immediately to fight internationally. And the workers around the world have a responsibility to support you, because you can't just fight in Namibia. You have to fight internationally against these multinationals and governments that want to break your union. So, but we have to have unity of the world working class. That's a process. We have to build internationalism, so workers see their struggle connected to struggles of other workers around the world. It's the only way we're going to beat these capitalists wherever they are, and they're united. The capitalists are all together. They have great unity, the capitalists. The billionaires are united. They're united against us, the working class, wherever we are, in whatever country we are. So that's why internationalism is critical for our survival, really. So, and I think that the workers in the United States are getting more and more angry about their conditions. The railroad workers. I mean, this catastrophic accident in Palestine, Ohio, where they only have one worker on a train. They don't have proper safety, and then they blew up a town, and the company it wouldn't even go to a meeting to explain what happened. The railroad owners. So I mean, the dangers, which is what you guys were fighting for, health and safety protection at the mine. The company did not like having proper health and safety. They want to push people, and and I understand that many of these non-union companies are companies that the Chinese run, and other companies, they don't have proper health and safety. You have more injuries. People are harassed on the job and they're afraid to take proper safety measures because of the speed ups. It's going on all over the world. And a lot of workers die on the job in the United States. Every day a worker dies on the job, and particularly young workers who are not properly trained. Immigrant workers who come to the United States and don't have properly training, they get killed on the job. So it's an epidemic of murder of workers.
Steve, I 100% I agree with you. What I want one day is that from Namibia, we stand in solidarity for the working class in Brazil or in America or anywhere out of Africa, just to say that we are the ones who stood up for them. That is what I want. One day, that news to be there to say that we are here in solidarity. What we did actually made a change in those countries across the world. And because today it is our struggle, because we are facing it today. But I don't want it to die with us. I want us to do something that can actually help someone in the future, even if it's in Italy, Portugal, America, wherever. That is what I actually want.
And at the conference we had the report of the dock workers in Durban. They gave a report and the conditions, the labor brokers. These dock workers have to work in a privatized system where Transnet, the owner of the docks in Namibia, are privatizing, and the workers are working for labor brokers. So they don't really have labor protection. They get picked and chosen not by seniority, but by labor brokers, contract labor. And this is what workers are fighting all over the world: temporary work, contract labor. So they have no protection. They have no seniority. They have no rights. And that's exactly what they want in Durban with the dock workers, and what they want in the United States, what they want in Namibia. It's the same thing.
And the thing is, we also have workers in Namibia who work on the sea as dock workers, who were just picked and put on the ships to go and work there. And they did not even actually have proper contracts, because they are exploiting the working class. And those are the things that we are fighting for. And because we are fighting for something that is legit, and that is for the other human beings that are working class people like us, we are struggling. But hopefully, I hope and pray that in the next 3 or 4 years, there's something can be trending to say that Namibian workers have stood up for the global working class, to say that we were one of the few who actually started the movement. And I think that is what I'm dreaming of. That is what I'm dreaming of, to say that we are one of the first stones to say that it is high time that we're gonna fight the capitalists and say that enough is enough, and justice delay is justice denied. And they must know that we will be the ones putting Namibia maybe on the map, to say that we're not gonna be stand for any kind of retaliation from anyone. And that is what I want to see. And I want my son and my son's son to talk about it in the near future.
Earlier, you asked about the strength of the union. Comrade Steve, the strength of the union depends on the masses that holds it. Now, if you get rid of the leadership on top, what do you think? Because this is related to an example that was made by Comrade Hennes about a pit bull and an ordinary dog in the house. If you shoot the pit bull, the ordinary dog runs away because the pit bull is seen as a defense dog in the household. But if you get rid of that dog, or the guard dog, the other one will run away because no one is guarding it. So it's the same currently now. Most of the people are starting to lose faith in the union, and they are afraid because they see what is happening to the leadership of the union, because companies can do whatever they want and they are getting away with murder. So it's high time that the faith is restored back to the members, that the union is the only power or the only way that can liberate the workers through unity. But if the members don't fight back to get their power back in the unions, we are doomed, because it's the unions that needs to liberate the workers. But that the union can only do that if the right leadership and the workers themselves take back the power that they once had in the unions.
I agree with Comrade George there, 100%.